Good afternoon, Paul Hawksby and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. We were just chatting there to Alex Neil, the Millwall manager.
Yeah.
Among the new boys in the Championship, of course, are the mighty Wrexham.
Big spending Wrexham, I think they're calling them.
What a story it's been so far. Well, it's not many football club execs that we can say have broken off from rehearsals at the National Theatre to chat to us.
No. Barry Fry is, of course, playing Jean Valjean.
Yeah.
In Les Mis at the moment, so
I'd love that. Sung in the style of Barry, that would be absolutely fantastic. But
God on high. Hear my prayer.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
Humphrey Ker joins us.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
I've heard rehearsals for that Les Mis are quite difficult as Barry keeps swearing. Adding a few F-bombs.
2460
Yes.
Yeah.
Throwing teacups at people. Yeah, it's not ideal. That's it. So
Definitely a 2-4-6-0-1 formation joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, we're playing 2-4-6. One.
Beautiful.
I mean,
players. Yeah.
It was a shame when Barry got someone to wee in all four corners of the Sondheim Theatre.
Oh yeah, that's it. He didn't want to block the show.
Anyway, let's talk about
didn't want to block the show.
We can do jokes on that all afternoon.
Barry is not appearing in Les Miserables. We just make that clear. So anyway, Humphrey, what do you make of your start this season? What did you make of the fixtures?
Well, it's just very exciting for us. Yeah. I mean, I think we're just to be in that company and go to those stadiums and welcome those teams to us is that's just, come on. If you can't get excited on a day like today, then when can you get excited?
Yeah. Southampton kicks it off. You go to Saints. Then first game at home under new management. Ryan Mason is the Baggies at your place, which would be fantastic. 16th of August. Then at home to Sheffield Wednesday, Millwall. So
in a league match as well. That's the thing, isn't it, Humphrey? Yeah. It's like we always talk here whenever we play anyone, Tim Pot and rubbish, and we always go, we used to play Sheffield Wednesday in a league match.
Yeah,
and now we're here. But look, here you are in the against proper big teams.
No, one of our best ever days since the takeover was going to Coventry in the FA Cup. About 3-4 years ago, and it's just so exciting for us, as you say, in the National League to go and be in a stadium like that with an away section of that size and taking 4,500 people as we did. It was just an incredible day out, and now that's become the sort of bread and butter, which is an extraordinary thing to acknowledge, really.
On a sort of practical note, how many season tickets do you sell at the club? Because I mean, you obviously do want people come to Wrexham because of the TV show, and they want to come to games if they can. So have you tried to find a balance between the sort of hardcore season ticket holders and maybe people who just like to come along for a game?
Yeah, I mean, we sell 7,500 season tickets every year, and we didn't want to reduce that in any way. We've had to reduce our capacity this season because we're building a new 5,500 seat stand, and the temporary stand that we had up last year that was three and a bit thousand has had to come down to make way for that. So it's a real frustration for us that we are in this incredible situation of getting up into the Championship. We've got less tickets to sell than ever before. We do have this extraordinary following from all over the globe via the documentary, and we get people coming in from America and Australia and Denmark and Spain and Germany and all over the place. And what we've done is, we try to set aside a small, I think it's 1% of our tickets, 75 tickets, something like that. It's less than 1%. Specifically for people traveling from overseas, because we get so many coming and being like, can I buy a ticket? Is there any chance I could get one today? And it's really, really difficult. It's going to be even more hard this season. But we do want to make sure that we preserve it as an experience for people from Wrexham. I mean, we're going to be balloting a lot of tickets this year. That's what we did last year pretty successfully. And it's frustrating if you're going in the ballot every week and you're not getting picked out. But sort of anecdotally, we've heard people that are balloting are getting 3-4 tickets a season to home games, which is better than nothing. In due course, we hope when the new stands open, that'll take us up to 16,000 seats there or thereabouts. And there's even part of the planning we've put in is actually we should be able to expand that stand by another couple of thousand seats. But initially it will be 5,500. it's a great problem to have as a football club.
Sure,
is that you
course.
you can't meet demand.
No,
it's frustrating, but yeah, much rather that than
the other way around.
Oh God, we need to buy a load of tarpaulins to cover up all our empty.
As you progress through the divisions, invariably there will be churn. There will be player churn. Some of it more painful than others. Paul Mullin has left the club. We're going to hear from him now. He was on Breakfast with the guys talking about the leaving of Wrexham. This is what he had to say.
I don't know. It's obviously a strange situation, but last year was quite difficult for me. Obviously, Wrexham's a place I love. They've changed my life for me and given me many happy times. And last season was tough, as I say. I came back from a back injury, and you know what it's like when you've been injured and you're coming back and you just need time to find yourself again. I wasn't a lot at the time to do that, and then from January onwards, I was basically, I don't know why, but the gaffer didn't want to use me. And then coming into the summer, obviously with us getting promoted again and things, and I think the gaffer's just decided to go elsewhere. I just think I want to play football. You know, it's only a short career, and as much as I love Wrexham with everything I've got, they give me everything. I want to play football. I don't want to be sat at home every weekend when, you know, you're a child who wants to grow up and the dream's to play football every week. And people say it's the dream to obviously be a footballer, but it's so difficult when you're training every day and just at the end of the week you don't get to do what you train for.
It's a fact of life, though, as we say, Humphrey. When you go through the divisions, I saw you sign off on Instagram saying, "Go well, you prince amongst men," and you'll be sorry to see him go on a personal level, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Paul has given me some of the greatest moments of my life. I mean, truly, his goals against Boreham Wood in our first promotion season. You know, I mean, rank both of those are, you know, moments that I don't think will ever be replicated for me because that pressure of getting out of the National League was so significant. You know, even if we, you know, when we win the Champions League in 2 or 3 years' time or whatever, just
Club World Cup.
I heard your introduction talking about us being high spending Wrexham, whatever.
Big spending Wrexham.
Just can't throw off that gull's chip on your shoulder.
No chips on a gull's shoulder because the gulls eat them all.
No, of course, the gull has knocked the chips out of your hands onto the floor, and you're trying to work out if you can get the top layer of the chips off the ground and still eat them. Paul is. I mean, he's a wonderful guy. I mean, we've one of the things that I think has been a huge part of our success over the last 4 years is how close we have been as an entity. You know, the owners are very close to the players. I'm very close to the players. It's a structure that's quite different. You know, talking to sort of our guys, Stephen Fletcher or James McLean, or those that have had long careers in football, played in the Premier League, played internationally, this, that, and the other. All of them have said they've never had experienced a club atmosphere like this where everybody is as close as they are, and that does make it more difficult when it comes to the kind of tricky business decisions and saying goodbye to people. And it's a horrible side effect of the great success is that we every year say goodbye to players who are still in their prime, but you know, perhaps for whatever reason, the feeling is that it's time for them to move on. And
I always think it must be difficult if you're a player in that, and you know that if you go up, you're not going up with the club. That must happen a lot in football, I think. And Paul Mullin's almost a victim of his own and your success, because if you were still in League One or the top of League Two, then he'd be a club hero until his legs went. But you know, I mean, he'll always be a club hero, obviously, but he'd still be playing.
The extraordinary thing is that he, of all the players that we've had over the last 4 years, is the one who has done the most to, you know, the word legend is a dangerous one to throw around with kind of current active players and things. And, you know, it has to be something that's bestowed in due course. But I don't think anybody would, amongst our fan base or in the building, would think it was out of place to call him a legend. And yeah, I mean, ultimately, his brilliance and his determination and everything he did for us was what got us into this position. And then unfortunately the cruel wages of that success is that the club kind of progresses on. But I think I'm very hopeful he'll go to Wigan and score an absolute hatload of goals and enjoy himself.
Good cup tie next year.
The team are off to Australia. Is it Australia? And they're playing a Kiwi side and New Zealand. But I take it you're in a play, so you're staying behind, are you?
I am, yes. Yeah. Unfortunately, I as a real Renaissance man, but sort of a crap one. Yes, I don't know what, like a sort of a jack of many trades and a master of none.
I don't know.
Yes, I'm doing a play at the National Theatre at the moment.
Wow.
Which starts July the 9th. It's called The Estate. It's very good.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Adil Akhtar's in it.
He's
we'll love him.
Yes,
Fantastic
he's brilliant,
actor. So
people will turn up to see him, so that's right. You have to do it. You just have to say your lines and not bump into the furniture. You'll be fine.
100%.
Let Adil do all the acting.
That's it.
Are you expecting to see a few Wrexham shirts in the audience? There's bound. I bet you do. I bet you do spot a few, Humphrey.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I hope so. Yeah. I bumped into 2 Wrexham fans on the South Bank 2 days ago who were very nice and friendly, and then at the end were like, "Oh, it's a shame they've made you cut your beard off," which did slightly undermine my sense of achievement. But they weren't wrong.
Yeah.
Very, very big, very pink face, especially on this call, and a bit hot. It's very hot in here in the theatre. Yeah. It's just a bit red.
You've got to go back to rehearsal, haven't you? What time's your rehearsal start?
I do.
Yeah, we've got to let him go, Paul.
Sorry, better let you go.
He's an actor now.
Fluff the
We'll
line.
be in trouble.
You'll get the blame.
You'll get fined.
Fluffs his lines on the night.
I'll blame it on you guys.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Well, look,
right.
Fantastic. Cheers, Humphrey. All the best.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Cheers,
Humphrey.
Fellas. Take care.
Humphrey Ker there, a exec at Wrexham, who are they're in the Championship. They're dream. You heard what Humphrey said. In 3 years' time, when we're in the Champions League final, you've got to dare the dream.
I wonder when they think, well, now we'll. This must be the moment they go right, and now we might have to spend a couple of years trying to get up.
Okay, but you said, I remember you said to me, you probably said to Humphrey, because you didn't mention, you said, look, you know, you can get up to League Two, but once you get to League One, it gets a whole lot harder. Yeah. They're now out of League One.
Yeah, I know. So I got that wrong, didn't I? Look, Paul, I'm not saying I know anything.
No.
I come at it from a fan's point of view.
That's fair enough. It's all vibes. Anyway, Sam Luckley's going to join us for a chat of Hull KR. They're going rather well. He's a big Newcastle United fan as well. We may touch on that. They're being linked to some players today. James Trafford in goal.
Yeah.
We'll see what he makes of the forthcoming season. And, of course, talk about a Hull KR are just flying high at the moment in Super League. And Craig McCall-Smith popping in to see us in the next half hour too.
Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs, Monday to Friday afternoons 1 till 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.